Good morning. Guess what day it is? It's February 14th, 2025. So there are several things going on today. It's International Book Giving Day. And of course you know it's Valentine's Day. But it's also National Ferris Wheel Day. And I want to tell you some things that are interesting about the Ferris wheel. The history of the Ferris wheel is marked by the invention of the first Ferris wheel in 1893 by George Washington Gale Ferris, Jr. for the World Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Design Ferris, a structural engineer from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, designed the wheel after being asked by the fair's architect to create an iconic structure. The wheel was 264 feet tall and had 36 gondolas that each could hold up to 60 people. So that was 2,160 people could ride on this Ferris wheel. Typically, a one-story building height is 10 feet. So if it was 264 feet tall, it was 26 stories tall. Now, give you a little reference, our Wachovia building here in Winston-Salem is only 30 stories high. So it was close to being the height of the Wachovia building. The Ferris convinced the architect that the wheel was possible after spending a lot of his own money on safety studies. Over 1.4 million people paid to ride the wheel for 20 minutes, enjoying a bird's eye view of the fair. Now the tickets were 50 cents, which cost an equivalent today $17. And for the 20 minutes, it only made 2 revolutions. After the fair, the wheel was sold to the 1904 Louisiana Purchase Exposition in St. Louis, where it was later dynamited for scrap. People ride the Ferris wheel primarily for the unique perspective and panoramic view it provides from a high vantage point, offering a leisurely way to enjoy a scenic vista of the surrounding area. There's a mild thrill from the gentle ascent and descent while feeling safe and secure in the car. So it can be a relaxing experience with a little bit of a thrill. You know, Jesus gives us a different perspective on life. You can find a lot of his teachings in the Sermon on the Mount, which is recorded in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. Things like not holding grudges or making things right. Chapter 5, verses 23 and 24 says, "Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift." In this case, the brother was holding the grudge, but God asked that person to go and make peace with their brother. Jesus talked about loving your enemies. In chapter 5, verses 43 and 44, it says, "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you." Jesus also said to seek heavenly things first. In 6:33, it says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added to you." And there's so much more of Jesus' perspective in these 3 chapters. So today, why don't you take time to read Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7 and get a new perspective?